Hey Room Fighters, it's Wednesday, and it's my Wednesday, so it's me. And this week's rotation's theme is music, and I'm going to start off by talking about my musical background, and then I'm going to talk about what kind of music I listen to. And it makes me think of what Kalinda said Monday night, I think it was Kalinda, I can't remember, said in the chat on Monday night. Bree was asking for any of us that are musically inclined. And I'm pretty sure it was Kalinda said musically inclined, not musically talented, which kind of describes me pretty well. I started taking piano lessons in 4th grade. It was pretty much determined from the time I was born that I would take piano lessons because my aunt had a piano that had to stay in the family, according to my grandmother, so I ended up with it. And yeah, so long story short, I didn't practice much because I didn't enjoy the music I was playing, so I quit in 9th grade. I was in choir in middle and high school, and yeah. Oh, I also took music theory senior year of high school, and that was really fun, and I really enjoyed that, and I actually think I learned a lot more piano from taking that than I did from actually taking piano lessons. But I still can't really play the piano. I have a ukulele, but I can't really play it very well. I would like to, at some point in my life, learn how to play the mandolin, because it's my favorite instrument ever, but that's unlikely to happen anytime soon. I also have a tendency to write what I consider a ridiculous amount of song lyrics, considering that I have absolutely nothing to do with them, because although I can sing them, and I have the melodies worked out in my head, I have no way of actually having music to them. So I'm hoping at some point to get a MIDI controller so that I can do stuff in Rock Band a lot easier than I could otherwise. So my musical preferences feel to me simultaneously broad and narrow. That made sense in my head. I'm quite fond of Celtic rock and Celtic punk. Some of my favorite bands within that include the Pogues, obviously they were the first ones, the Tossers, Flatfoot 56, Greenland Whalefishers, Fiddler's Green, the Mudmen, and many, many others that I don't have time to go into and name right now. But yeah, I listen to this not only on iTunes, but also on this very awesome podcast / streaming show at pattyrock.com, which I will put a link to down there. I also like non-Celtic punk, more commonly referred to as just plain old regular ordinary punk. Some of my favorite bands, I like more older punk than like current pop punk that sucks. But yeah, obviously, because it sucks. So yeah. Some of my favorite bands within that include the Ramones, Lower Class Brats, Clash, Cockney Rejects, because I really like Oi. There are a lot of Celtic punk bands that are also Oi bands. So, yeah. And there's a lot of crossover there. So, I'm going to move on. I also want to add I have also recently become very fond of the Mr. T Experience, thanks to reading Will Grayson, Will Grayson. Another band that I'm fond of is Led Zeppelin. I'm especially fond of Black Dog because it makes me think of Sirius, which I mention mostly so that I can use it as a segue into Wizard Rock, thus defeating the segue by saying this is a segue. I am hugely fond of Wizard Rock. Some of my favorite bands include Ministry of Magic, Remus Lupins, Misuse of Muggle Artifacts Office, Let's Lumos, Little TM, Split 7 Ways, Malfoy Manor, which is the same as Split 7 Ways, but different style. Yeah. Day and Dementor, Swish and Flick, and lots and lots and lots and lots of other ones. Gled Forge, yeah, lots of other ones. And this bit I was going to save it until later, and then I completely forgot about it and had it exported, and then remembered I forgot to put it in, but my absolute favorite band ever is Enter The Haggis. They are Celtic fusion, so it's Celtic rock, but it also has lots of other genres in it, and they're awesome. I just absolutely love them. So yeah. Recently, I've been going through something of an electronic phase, brought on probably by listening to copious amounts of all caps. So I've been listening to a lot of Cascada and Wixop. I've also, thanks to Andrew's video, recently gotten into Mumford & Sons, and I've recently gotten into They Might Be Giants. So many more I could name. I do not have time. Another one that I've been listening to quite a lot on YouTube lately is this other guy you might have heard of. His name's Dan Morgan, and his music is awesome. And on that note, see you at the after.